deep dive right now taking place at my website, www.the-infamous-astrologist.com. You got to go there to make sure that you read up on the cancer details, as well as Ma'at. We need to form the image of woman. We have to recover who she is, what it means to be who she is. We need to know the difference. We've got to educate ourselves, and it's not going to happen overnight. So consistency is what wins. Consistency. What good is anything, also, if you're not having the conversations at home? That's where the glory begins. Have these conversations at home. Talk about it. Discuss it. You know what I mean? When you read those things, discuss it. Talk about it. Talk about it. We're going to get there. The pieces are going to come together, but the consistency is everything. Don't miss out on any details, because I promise you it's going to click one day and it's going to be, I see why he was doing it in that order. It's a method to the madness. But anyway, let's explore what's coming down the pipeline, you heard? Listen up.
Let's go ahead and listen to the new church.
Christ Church senior pastor Doug Wilson makes no apologies for his beliefs on God and country.
I'd like to see the town be a Christian town. I'd like to see the state be a Christian state. I'd like to see the nation be a Christian nation. I'd like to see the world be a Christian world.
And now Wilson's controversial views as a Christian nationalist are gaining sway in the nation's center of power with the recent opening of his...
This is going to get way bigger, by the way. Way bigger. Like right now, you're seeing the first 10%.
New church and high-profile parishioners like Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Isn't it crazy that the guy that has tattoos on himself from the Crusades wants the country to be a Christian nation again? I would have never predicted that. Who could have ever known? Wow.
Is planting a church in D.C. part of your mission to try to turn this into a Christian nation?
Yes. So every society is theocratic. The only question is who's Theo? In a secular democracy, it would be demos, the people. In a Christian republic, it'd be Christ.
Well, what would you say to someone watching this and say, look, I'm a Muslim. Who are you to say your worldview is better than mine, that your God is better than mine?
Well, if I went to Saudi Arabia, I would fully expect to live under their God's rules.
But you said...
I told y'all it's coming back. I told y'all this is what's going to happen. I've been saying this over and over and over. This is the angle that I think a lot of people are going to start using in order to push religious messaging and to push for a more homogenous culture, is that they're going to do it through religion.
Earlier that you want this to be a Christian world.
Yes.
So you want to supplant their religion with your Christian.
Yes, by peaceful means.
Of course. Not by peaceful means. Not by peaceful means. The window has not shifted enough for you to say what you really think.
I'm going to just put you all on maybe a few will catch on. See, it's hard sometimes to get the message when it's so much pain and shock. pain and shock. Pluto got the pain, Uranus got the shock. It's what it is. We're going to have to put a big boy pants on. We're going to have to toughen up a little bit because we got a long way to go. And here's what the infamous astrologist is trying to part to the people. You got the picture upside down. It's what I'm trying to show y'all niggas. You got the picture upside down. What you think is honoring women, it's the opposite. What you think is misogyny is the opposite. Let me show you something. Listen. I've been showing you all in order scheduled details that if you remain consistent, it will bring the whole picture together. From this channel to my website. Even though I'm a field nigga, you know what I mean? I'm sweating outside when it's hot, and I'm freezing outside when it's cold. You know what I'm saying? I'm a blue collar man. I'm a craftsman. I'm a carpenter, just like Jesus, you heard? But I make time for what I believe in. And I make time for what I love. And that's why I'm here, consistently. I got the strength to be here, consistently. So with that being said, maybe I really mean what I'm saying. I'm trying to recover the image of the woman. I can't do it alone, but I'll damn sure give it a fight. I can't beat every man walking on the earth, but I'll be damned if I don't walk around as if I can. I can't win every fight, but I will fight every fight. That's one thing about me. You know what I mean? I don't know about y'all. I have a calling, and I know what my calling is. Venus, 12th house Cancer. God anointed me for women. And it began with the oppression of myself and women through my addictions with women. Everything in the 12th house is a spiritual gift that starts as a spiritual tragedy. I know who I am. I don't know if y'all know who y'all are. I don't know. But I damn sure know who I am. And when somebody knows who they are, it can scare the shit out of people. Know that. Let me try to make some sense. Behind the scenes, I'm doing everything I can. It's going to take time to clarify and to recover the image, the description, the character, the identity of the woman. Because I know that all all works are futile without the proper status of the woman. And it is not through the means that women attempt, because they don't know themselves. They don't know better. They got the picture upside down. Their feelings are the worst enemy, because everything that hurts them versus everything that makes them feel happy is all crossed up, and you can't tell them nothing. Women, you don't have forever. You better get it together, especially if you're American. You better get it together. Because one thing I know, I'm not the enemy. I'm the bad guy, but I'm not the enemy. I'll volunteer to be the bad guy, but I'm not the enemy. You might find that I love you more than you love yourself. Now, ain't that some shit? We'll see eventually. We'll see eventually. Let's look at something. As I told you before, the Spanish Inquisition, when it kicked off, it had to expel Muslims and Jews who looked just like me, not like Benjamin Netanyahu or European, cosplaying as me. When they expelled me, or my ancestors who were Muslim and Jew, the Spanish Inquisition started a trend of the incorporated status across the globe through the extension of the doctrine of discovery. The doctrine of discovery is the telescope, the long arm of the Spanish Inquisition. Do you understand? Through that long arm, it spread from nation to nation through conquistadors. And this is what expressed a global sanction through the Unum Sanctum, or Pope Bull, claiming ownership of all people in the world under Unum Sanctum. In order to fund the spread in the West, which was Morocco, not the modern Morocco that you know today, North Africa and Spain, Directory. It was here in the West, which was the first to give a peace treaty to those settlers who established this corporation. And it was on the estate of the very ones whose descendants or even nation persons that they expelled from Spain, Iberia, of that territory, which extended all the way to here in the Americas. There was a European group of people who, just like in the Bible, in many places where God says, and also in the Holy Quran where Allah says, there are a people who call themselves Jews, but they are not Jews. And the whole world is waking up to exactly who that is. They took my identity and they are cosplaying as me. I'll say that again. They are cosplaying as me. I am what they are claiming to be by birthright, by pedigree. Even Hitler proclaimed it. Even Hitler told it. And it's the dirty secret by which they leverage so much control, manipulation, and power as a small people over this great de facto nation that is a corporation at DC, with an illusion that extends to many states. But it's me who they're cosplaying as. After my pedigree, status, and nationality was hidden and buried during the doctrine of discovery, along with many other nations and tribes of the copper-toned people, they took our status in order to claim our estate globally, because it is the world's largest estate. And it upholds all of the illusions of banks in the world under unum sanctum. And T-bonds have to get formed from this incorporation status that spread since the Spanish Inquisition and doctrine of discovery and manifest destiny across the world. The ones who are continuing in the culture of doctrine of discovery is the corporation of Israel, and there's nobody who can deny it. And it's under the same terms as the Spanish Inquisition, which was to get rid of Muslims, to vilify Muslims, to make them look like evil, bloodthirsty people, just like they did with the Moorish Muslims in the beginning, until they finally gained success in that ideal in 1492. They're using the same formula in Israel that they used from Spain all the way to the Americas. Doctrine of discovery, the genocide of natives, vilification, calling people savages while they practice savagery. They came here and did the same thing with the natives of this land, which was not only the Asian migrants who we all were trained to call Native Americans, while equally those Native Americans were also the big-lipped, nappy-headed Negroes, just like me, copper tone. Asians and Africans migrated here, not just fucking Asians, with long ass black hair. Moroccan Empire was gigantic, and it included many tones and demographics other than those conquistadors who went all over the world doing the same thing under doctrine of discovery. Oh, I found this nice land. I'm going to take it. And if you try to stop me, I'm going to kill you. So anyway, the same thing taking place in Palestine. The audacity and the arrogance, I'm going to set up a Trump Tower over there. Yeah, everybody will live peacefully. They're a bunch of savages. Yeah, they said the same thing about the Cherokee, the Algonquin, the Iroquois, the Blackfoot, the Moors. They go all over every nation on the planet, being savages while calling and labeling and propagating the image of others as savages. Yeah. And the same thing happens all over again. And now down the pipeline through MAGA and white nationalists, what's coming is Christian nationalism, as I have mentioned. And through that, you females, listen up. True misogyny is going to manifest. True patriarchy is going to manifest. What I explain every day is not patriarchy. What I explain every day is not misogyny, but you're too invested in your feelings to access your mind so you can fucking hear. A lot of you bitches out there got to get it together, or you gonna get left behind. You better get it together. You better see the ground from the fucking stars and what's coming. You can't hear because you're too invested in the worship of your feelings. You better get it together. What I explain is not misogyny. It's not the hatred of women. It's a warning. It's an awakening. It's the disillusionment of Pluto that only requires acceptance in order to transform to the demand of the truth. Christian nationalism is a political and social construct from Constantinian, who established Constantinianism, cosplaying as Christianity through the Council of Nicaea. It is a Roman construct, which came in pair or braid with monogamy and romance. You put them all together and you have a recipe that pays over and over again while dominating and controlling women, not honoring them. I'm trying to explain to you all so that you can recover the true meaning of matriarchy. And I'm trying to show you where it is directly tied to your natural status and the practice of civics and equity law, which is common law, which is superior to any expression of law in the land. But you bitches can't fucking hear. You're too caught up in your feelings to put two and two together. Nigga, I'm giving my voice on here consistently, fighting like a motherfucker to show up every day. I'm writing and typing my ass off. I'm doing all I can to explain and show you what the fuck is going on. But you're in your feelings, so you can't get it. You can't receive it. Matriarchy is the source and foundation of inalienable rights, but if you make the mistake of blending feminism with the proper understanding, you will only bring your dumb ass back to patriarchy unwittingly, and you won't be able to find your way out. See, the people that think I'm the villain are the villains. They're the villains of themselves and others and can't even see it. I'm light years ahead of a lot of you people out there who have the bitterness inside for my message, because so much of it has to do with the woman. But in time, it's going to be revealed that you the one who got your ass backwards, not me. You're the one who's failing women. And if you're a woman, you're failing your damn self, not me. I'm championing this shit. Nobody else can do this. You know why? There's no money in it. There's no popularity in it. There's no clout in it. There's only hatred in it. People will hate you, dislike you, reject you, abandon you for saying the things I say, for the message that I have. But it's the only message that truly honors women. You know, irony works in an amazing way. Look who ends up getting exposed. Not me. You, the hit dog, gets exposed. It ain't me. I'm keeping it realer than a motherfucker. Ain't got shit to hide. Talk like I'm standing outside the bodega, smoking a cigar, slapping five with the homies, and I never change who I am. Keeping it real. Y'all the ones with the fucking problem, not me. Look at yourself in the fucking mirror. What's your plan for women? Without addressing and saving women, we don't stand a chance. Christian nationalism is coming, and the people are too ignorant to know the difference. They can't even see the difference between Israel and a corporate label. Biblically, God expressed the expression Israel. And that's as far as the brain of the people can go. The brain cannot even get past that. It just stops and shuts the fuck down. Dumbness is at an all-time high. I know I'm stepping on toes. I know I'm offending people. I get it. Ain't nothing I can do about that. I gotta be who I am. I'm sorry. I'm all fucked up, but I accept it. And I gotta show up like this with all my fucked upness. So if it's too much for you, I get it. I'm used to rejection. I am used to rejection. I'm used to being disliked. Nobody liked me. And I'm okay with it. But this is the only way I know how to be. I'm trying to cater to people's feelings. But it's some things that have to be said plainly so you get it through your fucking head. Don't nobody in America know what Christianity is? The only person who I heard that actually understands what Christianity really is Rudolf Steiner. After Rudolf Steiner, niggas ain't got a fucking clue of what Christianity is. Dumb as a box of fucking rocks. And that same lack of understanding has people caught up in these titles. Israel, ooh, it must be of God. Jews, oh, they must be God's people. Ew. Why you think African Americans is in such a fucked up state? It's because of the disobedience. Our disobedience has hefty karma because we're obligated to the covenant that comes with our pedigree and status and identity. As Jews, Hebrews, Asiatics, Moabites, Canaanites, Israelites, Moors, yes, that's who the fuck I am. And for us to fail to show up for that responsibility and covenant, it is a great disgrace and punishment for us. That's why we so fucking cursed. Because we refuse to be who God assigned us to be. We don't want to do it. We want to be everything except what God sent us to be. So we deserve all the hell that we catch it. We deserve the slavery too. It's our insistence, stiff-neckedness, and stubbornness, our arrogance, our refusal to do as our soul commands us to do. We refuse. We don't want to do right. So we suffer. That's how somebody's able to cosplay around with our identity. It's like a Cinderella story. We in the fucking basement. Yeah. Hitler told the world the truth about it. And they still know the truth about it. And if America don't do what they want them to do, they gonna tell. Abraham Lincoln knew. They used to call Abraham Lincoln a Moor. Come on, prove me wrong. They used to call Abraham Lincoln a Moor. They made cartoons about Abraham Lincoln, making fun of him as a Moor. In his bloodline, and in the fact that he was supportive of Moors and defending Moors as a lawyer. It's how he was able to be the representative of this corporation in France, where it was first registered as a corporation under Unum Sanctum and Doctrine of Discovery. And then from there, Puerto Rico and then Guam. He was the last official Republican president that this country has ever had. After the bankruptcy, it lost its status and fell into a corporate status of a de facto government. Anyway, point being, as Christian nationalism rises, arrogance, racism, every attitude and energy that was rising during the Spanish Inquisition is going to come right along with Christian nationalism. If you go on Twitter or X, you can see it, you can hear it. It mostly comes from white males. I don't have nothing against white males. I think y'all can know that already. I'm just calling a spade a fucking spade. People with MAGA hats smashed down on a fucking head. I'm for Trump. I voted for Trump, and I'll do it again. I will vote for him again because I know my reasons why. But it doesn't blind me to what's true or what's not or what's real. I still see. This nationalism is going to rise, and they are doing everything they can to set the tone, to set the precedence for a new culture through the expression of Christian nationalism, which is Roman Constantinianism, which is the basis of Spanish Inquisition Catholicism. It's the spreading of unum sanctum and the identity of such, and the territory that Israel is trying to claim is a micro of the macro of that same expression and process of doctrine of discovery. Constantinianism. And it is a patriarchal system, not matriarchal. The Constitution is inspired by matriarchal wisdom. It is the highest law of the land because it is the shell of the crab. The inner soft life force of the crab is matriarchy, which is the spirit of moral commitment, moral principle, the conscience, conscience. These Christian nationalism are establishing patriarchy, not matriarchy. It has nothing to do with Christ. It has nothing to do with spirituality. It is nationalism. It is politics. It is exactly what Hitler tried to do. And women are not going to have a good seat in it. Patriarchy expresses and upholds that because the core and origin of the message and of the practice is not rooted in matriarchal wisdom. And matriarchal wisdom is the only life force of consciousness in existence. All else is tyranny. It is Ahramanic expression. Are you listening to my words? Are you people out there listening? Are you licking the fucking windows and picking your boogers? Are you fucking listening? Patriarchy is Ahramanic culture. Matriarchy is Christ culture. Informed by Luciferic knowledge. Okay? And where am I getting this from? Christian theology. Real Christian theology. As Rudolf Steiner. It's consistent with Islam. It's consistent with astrology. Islam is Venus. Just like Judaism is Saturn. Understand? That's why you have the crescent with the star. That's not the moon. That's Venus. Yeah. See, you got the picture upside down. Why you think it's green? It's the oxidation of copper. Copper, Venus. Come on, man. Y'all paying attention? Statue of Liberty? Huh? The Luciferic archetype? Come on, man. Look at the crown. Man, y'all ain't paying attention. So, Listen, man. This is what they're establishing. And this is what's coming. Constantinianism in order to solidify Ahramanic culture. And if you understand Ahramanic expression, it is Capricorn, shadow. It is number 8, shadow. It is defiance of Pluto's takedown of Capricorn, which lets us know that they will inevitably and miserably fail at their attempts. Understand, it doesn't mean that it will not take effect, though. Ahriman cannot be reformed. Luciferic spirits can be reformed. That's the difference. They cannot be reformed. You can't guide them. You can't heal them. You can't change them. You can't fix them. You can't redeem them. They are Ahramanic spirits. The Ahriman are attempting to take over, and they will never prosper, ever. An Ahramanic energy has to have a catalyst and host, and it is Roman Constantinianism that does that, because Constantine himself was an Ahramanic force, which was the initiation of Capricorn spread throughout the earth through that Catholic frame. Understand? And it's not going to be good for women. It's not going to be good for women. It's not going to be good for anyone who doesn't fit the description of the Roman pedigree. It is only favorable for the Roman pedigree. But their plan and the plan of the forces of this universe are two different things. And no one will ever overcome the forces of the schedule of this universe. So I know who's going to lose, and I know who's going to win, because I have inherited the legacy of my forefathers, who are the Moors, and I learned how to read the stars, and nobody can trick me or deceive me. Nobody.
But, you know, that'll change.
By sharing the gospel, there's a lot of work yet to do. I believe that we are working our little corner of the vineyard.
Wilson's Little Corner, a picturesque campus nestled on the outskirts of downtown Moscow, Idaho, is growing by the day with thousands of like-minded Christians.
That's right.
Parishioners of his church, known as
Christian nationalism, is going to be probably one of the fastest growing groups of people in the next 5 and 10 years. And I think that it's going to be adopted primarily by young people and Zoomers.
Kirkers own and operate several businesses downtown next to liberal college town stores.
If it's true.
Why did he yell boo? Because it's
because of me.
Because of you.
Yeah. Well, you there you go.
That's a regular day for you.
That's not unusual.
No.
A big focus of his Christian movement is on a patriarchal society where men are dominant and women are expected to submit to their husbands.
Women are the kind.
This was retweeted by the Secretary of Defense, saying all of Christ for all of life. I don't sound so crazy anymore whenever I say that the 19th Amendment is going to be a conversation point, do I? I told you.
The people that people come out of.
So you just think They're meant to have babies. That's
well,
it. They're just a vessel.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically. The wife and mother, who is the chief executive of the home, is entrusted with 3 or 4 or 5 eternal souls.
I'm here as a working journalist, and I'm a mom of 3.
Good for you.
Is that an issue
No.
for you?
No, it's not automatically an issue.
Josh and Amy Prince, along with their 4
Not automatically an issue, but it will be. Yeah, I'm going to be CEO of a company. You're going to be CEO of the kitchen.
I said it before that when Saturn goes direct to Aries, the identity is going to feel restricted. Your freedom is going to feel restricted. You're going to feel controlled. Unless you come to know and understand who you are as a natural person. And your understanding is not complete without wisdom of matriarchal law. What it means through and through. Because it is a divine right, not one that man gives to you. It is inalienable right. It is the soul of equity law and common law. It is the soul of civics. It is the intuition of the Constitution, which was not originated by the founding fathers, because the founding fathers did not have matriarchal source in their being. They did not come from a world of matriarchal source. Even the Queen of England did not represent matriarchal ruling. It all was patriarchal, which is why they got up and ran away from there. The mercilessness of patriarchy. Christian Constantinianism that cosplays through Christian nationalism is an attempt to preserve and crystallize Capricorn Ahramanic expression after Pluto has already taken it down. Pluto is in Aquarius, not Capricorn. And these stubborn Ahramanic males are attempting to defy Pluto, and they will never succeed. Women are not going back to being muzzled, controlled, can't vote, and so on and so forth. That's not the point. Where females' minds are at, under the spell of feminism, it is indeed dangerous and a liability for women to be voting, for women to be in charge of things. Yeah, it's a problem because of the spell that they're under. But a woman in her right mind, she manifests Cancer, Moon, Lunar, Chariot card, matriarchal wisdom, intuitive matriarchal wisdom. That is the superior, eternal, universal law of all land of the earth, from the intuition and gut of the woman, her sensitivities, her concerns for safety, security, advocacy. It is what informs how law needs to be expressed and established. It is the source. Without a woman, you do not know how to set law or how to write it. This is what the white males who represented that Roman Constantinianism. They didn't have that in their blood. Those forefathers. They studied the Holy Quran. Wait, hold up. Let me pause. Am I lying? Let me say that again. Am I lying? Did our forefathers, or did they not, own and study Quran, Sunnah, Sharia, Rahiq al-Maktoum, which is the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Even Napoleon Bonaparte called himself Little Muhammad in admiration. President Obama went all the way to Morocco to proclaim that Islam was the foundational religion, culture, and educational source of modern civilization, and especially the Americas. Duh, it was the very first peace treaty that America had was with Muslims. The Constitution was drafted by Muslims who owned this territory, the Moors. Which is why every court in this cosplay country is a maritime expression. You are entering a ship when you enter a court. Am I lying? Come on, prove me wrong. That's all you got to do. Prove me wrong. When you go to court, it is a maritime cosplay. Enactment of a ship. Abraham Lincoln was part of the bar as a practicing lawyer in France on behalf of this corporation, which is why his exercise of law in this land was limited. Because according to Islamic law, you could not be a bar member of another nation and practice law here. The only way you could do that is through Islamic jurisprudence. That's the fatwa. See, they told you what they wanted you to think, not what you should have known. Y'all got the picture upside down. Luckily, I got a very early start, 14 years old. And I went from old man to old scholar to old man to old scholar since I was 14 years old. Slept on the floor with my scholars, eating from the same bowl. And then the next day they picked them up and took them to Guantanamo Bay. Come on, I swear to God. I ain't telling no fucking lies. I've been with real teachers. Anwar al-Awlaki, one of them, fucking Obama got rid of his ass. Yeah. What, am I lying? Anwar al-Awlaki? Come on now. And he was a citizen. The picture's upside down. I'm sorry you don't know what you think you know. And they're going to try to establish Constantinianism, posing as Christianity. And everybody run around here, Christ is Lord, Jesus is Lord, and don't know the first thing about Jesus, don't know the first thing about Christ. can't explain it to you if you handed them a paper, a calculator, and a dictionary. That's the irony of it. People just saying shit that they don't know or understand or can't explain. 99% of the people talking about Jesus and talking about Christ don't know nothing about Jesus or Christ or how to explain Jesus or Christ. And the irony of it is astrology explains Christ more than anything could ever attempt to. It's the origin of such wisdom. It's the beginning of gnosis. Y'all ain't hearing it. You got to see for yourself. I get it.
Just the way it is. Why is this a problem for Christians? I think that people feel more comfortable criticizing Christianity versus criticizing Islam because, number one, Islam is seen as a foreign religion and Christianity is a domestic religion. And also it's because of race politics. It's because Christianity is primarily a white person religion and Islam is not. That's the reason why. Those are two of the main reasons.
Kids moved here from Washington State.
Do you see Amy as your equal?
Mm-hmm. Yes and no. In the sense that we're both saved by grace, we're absolutely on equal footing. But we have very different purposes, God-given.
But do you see yourself as the head of the household, as the man?
He is the head of our household. Yes, and I do submit to him.
So like moving here
I was just
was
gonna say that.
ultimately your decision.
Yes.
That's a great
example.
Wilson says in his vision of a Christian society, women as individuals shouldn't be able to vote. His fellow pastor
Retweeted by the Secretary of Defense.
Save time creating content and generate a high quality.
That's right. This is the reason why a lot of young people aren't supporting Trump. It's because he's not conservative enough. Yeah. Biggest L ever, religion should not substitute secular law. I'm not a big fan of being ruled by religion either. I think that most people, I am a Reddit atheist. Okay? So I agree with you in a lot of these viewpoints. But I'm telling you where things are going.
Pastors Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households. And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if there's your wife doesn't want to vote for the same?
Right.
Why would you even ask this? You know what the answer is. You know what just say it.
Person is you.
Right. Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
There are some who have gone so far as to say,
you see, they're still trying to play by the old rules. That's it. These worthless men are the reason why sexist women exist. I think that you are in for a very, very bad next 10 years. Probably next 20 years. You're in for a really bad time.
Man and woman was not meant to go backwards to the Ahramanic expression of patriarchal rule and domination over women. Women were meant to manifest freedom out of that patriarchal form of existence in order to learn what must go with freedom. Feminism was a catalyst by which women can finally learn how to navigate the forces and trust of freedom. What women learned through feminism as a way to explore the expression of freedom was that accountability must go with freedom. And they learned that moral commitment must go with freedom. That was the point of feminism, to teach women that lesson. They could not learn that lesson in a day. They couldn't learn it in a week. It took decades for women to learn that lesson. They have learned it. And the lesson finally ended with South Node Libra. Women were educated towards competence and trust with freedom. God is not going to teach them that only to reverse them back into servitude, imprisonment, and control and domination of patriarchal rule. No, that's not the point. Yes, man is head. You better believe it. But to be head, not force himself as such, but to become the image and likeness of God that earns trust to be followed, that earns respect, to encourage an attitude and spirit of submission for one's own best interests. But oh, hold your breath. Submission goes both ways. Whoever has the word, the gesture, the idea, the advice, or the action of well-being for another person is the person who stands in authority to be submitted to. If a child, a man or a woman, speaks in best interests of my well-being, I owe submission in that moment. We are not here to drag women down the street by the forelock, tell them, bitch, shut up and make me a sandwich. No. We're here to learn to unify and to be effective through free will, not through control, not through fear, not through coercion. What is the value of an illusion of love that's not from the expression of free will? What good is it if a woman follows me or makes my sandwich or rubs my back or supports me in any way out of fear, shame, or guilt? It means nothing. Love not only carries meaning, it carries a charge of healing, of strength, resilience, enlightenment, and revelation. And we get to experience that only as a free person. If a woman is not free, you don't get to experience her love. She cannot express love from fear, shame, or guilt. It can only come as a fruit of her freedom, which is why women need proper education and understanding about their nature and their identity, not the confusion of liberalism and feminism, which exploits their nature. Love is fulfilling When she is there because she wants to be there. When she hands you water because she wanted you to have water. Her active will, her free will, is the only carrier of her love. Nothing else. So what they're trying to go back to, there's no wisdom in that. There's no power in that. There's no revelation in that. Shut up, woman, make my sandwich, get in the kitchen. No. The revelation is that woman is free, man is free. Now, if you want a woman or you want a man, be desirable enough, qualified enough to not only be chosen and accepted or trusted, but also for someone can have the faith to endure with you. Now, we have to become equals in civilization, equals in the spirit and image of God, equals in participants, in civics, in justice, in the scales of justice in society. We have to become equals in that competition to see who can express wisdom and love more abundantly. It takes away the meaning of man and woman's ascension to this point where she is finally free. It takes away from the meaning of that celebration. If you cannot keep a woman happy, wanting to walk by your side, wanting to accommodate you or support you out of her free will, you have accomplished absolutely nothing if you have to force her or make her, dominate her, order her, or charge her to get result, consequence, or output. It's our own defeat and our lack of wisdom, our lack of love, our lack of inner authority, our lack of trust and trustworthiness. If a woman doesn't want to follow us, if a woman doesn't want to listen to us, if a woman doesn't want to respect us, if she doesn't want to serve us, if she doesn't want to comfort us, if she doesn't want to heal us, if she doesn't want to advocate for us, nurture us, comfort us, cheerlead us, there's only one person to look at if that's not what she wants to do. You have to look at yourself, because one thing will remain true. A woman cannot resist but to be a woman to a man. And that's the point that this futile Christian nationalism is going to miss. They're going to walk in the public, playing the part, wearing masks, pretending to be something that they're not, acting and pretending to be so righteous, so godly, and knowing of Christ. But just because you let Christ and Jesus roll off your tongue every few seconds, don't mean that you know him. That don't mean a motherfucking thing. All the while racist underneath, misogynistic underneath, patriarchal madness underneath. We can't go in reverse. If we can't learn to harmonize somebody, it's not being who they were sent to be. It's that fucking simple. I shouldn't have to argue, go back and forth and wrestle with a woman to practice cooperation and participation. If she's not listening to me and I'm not listening to her, something is not right in the character or in the heart, or there's a very poor communication. But either way, we are only going to get results, a good outcome with each other, through free will and trust that we're able to earn and build and preserve through our character, not through these old ways of patriarchal ideals that were never rooted or founded in matriarchal wisdom as its source. Matriarchal wisdom came from mother. It didn't come from father. It was defended and protected and preserved by father. But the mother tongue is where it all began.